Okay.
Once I see that.
Heard from Evan and all.
Evan said he was coming. He sent me an email last night and said, talk to you at the board meeting. So it's just getting late.
Sometimes he takes the bus.
Let me see make sure he hasn't sent me an email or something.
All right, we are being live streamed. We're ready. We're ready, and Evan's here just in time.
Perfect timing, Evan.
Hello.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is a special meeting of the Asheville-Buncombe Air Quality Agency Board of Directors, May 29th, 2024. First order of business is the public comment protocol announcement, which I will read. Public comment will be taken at the end of each board meeting. Persons wanting to address the board should sign up on the sheet provided. Speakers will be called in the order they are signed up. Comments should be limited to specific topics relevant to the board. At the board's discretion, limited comment may be allowed on individual agenda items during the course of the meeting as invited by the chair. All board meetings shall be recorded, including public comment periods. Okay, and the public comment sheet over there, which we'll check at the end of the meeting. Second item is adjustment and approval of the agenda that was sent out to you.
As presented.
Move to approve by Carl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Gary. Any further comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. So this special meeting's to make a budget amendment, which is our new business item today. And for that, I will turn it over to Ashley.
Okay, thanks, Joel. This is a budget amendment for our current budget year, FY24, which ends June 30th. We have some retirement benefit costs that will be in excess of the previously approved budgeted funds. So we would like to add to the expenditures to increase the budget. And while we are editing the budget or proposing to amend it, we went ahead, but Betsy provided a spreadsheet where we were able to add in some additional adjustments to expenses and revenues for the grant, our indirect charges, among others. So you can see from the budget ordinance, we are proposing to increase the expenditures by $63,068. Any questions or?
It's under salaries, benefits, and services. Is that where that line item is that it's being amended?
Yes, under the ordinance, we have added all of the expenditures into one line item so that we can move things around if need be without budget amendments. So yes, it would be under total expenditures.
Okay.
And also adjusted the fund balance while we were making all those adjustments.
So one question I have is, was the other budget that was adopted, was it signed and in effect, or is this going to supersede that?
The budget that was adopted for FY24 was signed and in effect, and so
Okay.
this will supersede that.
Okay.
And then, of course, the one that was just signed at the last board meeting was for FY25.
Oh, well, that was, I guess, is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So this will not supersede that. This will supersede the budget that was signed a year ago for FY24 that wraps up
Okay,
June
okay.
30th of FY24.
But basically, Ashley, as I remember you talking to me about this, you adjusted some of the other line items so the net effect to the fund balance is only $14,000.
Correct.
Right.
Previously, we were projecting a general fund balance draw of, was it Betsy, 116,000 roughly. We've reduced that down to 102,000.
Right.
We added more to salaries and benefits, but our indirect was actually less for FY24. And we ended up getting more money from EPA and our grants. So we were able to, that was after the budget was approved last year. So we were able to factor that in, which helped.
Question. Will we need to amend the 2025 budget that goes into effect in July?
Don't know yet, but not for this. So for as far as the retirement benefits that are being paid out, that's coming out of this year's budget. And so, next year, it's always possible we don't have any information at this time that we will need to adjust it. We do have another retirement coming up. But I don't think that the payouts aren't expected to be as much. So as far as I know, we won't need to, but you never know until we get further into the year. That answers your question, but I'm not aware of the need to do an FY25 adjustment yet, right?
No, but I think it's possible that you, just because you change personnel and an extra person on the retirement charge that we were talking about earlier. We paid like $17,000 or $18,000 per person. So we'll be carrying. I just not have a tickle that's not a copy here, but I'll be right back.
Well, I was just thinking that if and when Betsy retires, we will probably have to adjust.
It's possible.
And we wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for Kevin
Correct.
retiring. We didn't expect it to happen. We didn't know when it was going to happen exactly. So
Right. And
couldn't plan for it.
yeah, and there's a lot of moving parts as far as all the benefits and annual leave payout when those things get paid out when somebody leaves. And so we have to get all of those figures close to the time from budget and finance, HR. So, but it is possible that we will.
Anybody else have any questions?
Did you have something to add, Betsy?
I was just gonna say, sometimes it all comes out in the wash, because it takes a little while to get people in, so you're not paying certain salaries. So even though you kind of have a shakeup of personnel and additional expenses, sometimes you don't have to do them. Or we might get more money or less money in some way that kind of makes things work out in the long run. So we usually try to wait as long as we can to do one, so if we have.
I guess part of this is just happening at the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah,
Because going forward, you're gonna have a vacancy factor for not paying his salary that's budgeted in the 25 year going forward over the next few months.
correct.
If you did have additional payouts for retirement later in the year, then you've got that money to absorb that.
Correct. I think that's what Betsy was saying. If the
Yeah.
position is open for a month or
Yeah.
two while we try to fill it, then that could make up for, we might not have to have a budget amendment when there's another retirement comes later. So just too early to say. But we do, the reason that we do have everything under that expenditure line is so that we can move things around and have some flexibility. But we'll definitely notify the board if we move anything substantial for anything like that we don't need approval for. We'd at least let you guys know.
I will point out, budget encouraged us to be very conservative about this and leave plenty of room in the budget. So we did not take our $15,000 contingency. So we still have that in our budget for this year in the event that something comes up. They said we didn't want to be surprised by anything. So we hope and plan on this being very conservative. We did, so we left some room in the budget if something comes up.
And that's only going to be another month and 2 days, right? And then we're into the next budget year.
Right. And we are projecting 100,000, 102,000 out of the fund balance. But again, that's very conservative. And looking at everything, I'm guessing we'll probably only pull about 50,000 out of the fund balance, but it takes a few months after the fiscal year closes at the end of June before all the receipts and come in to where we really have accurate numbers.
Okay, anybody else? Any comments, questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2024 budget amendment.
So move.
Ned, any seconds?
Second.
Second by Evan. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Okay, and felt like since we were getting together anyway, I put on the agenda our next meetings through the end of 2024, just because we got a summer one coming up, and just to confirm that those dates are still good, or if they're not, maybe we can move them around. So I'll just open the floor up for any discussion about those. Who's going to be here on July 11th? Everybody? Okay, we'll just keep that then.
We have identified one issue with July 11th on our end.
Have you?
Normally, we like to have our Clean Air Excellence Awards in July, and we try to have a reception at 3:30 so that we start early. And when we were looking before this meeting, we found that somebody has booked the room until 4 on July 11th. So other than that, we might be able to get them, we might be able to ask permits and inspections if they might be able to use a different room for us. But that was the only.
We also start before meeting.
We could do the reception at 4 and then have the board meeting at 4:30 if nobody had a real issue with that. So that's a good, yeah, that's a good suggestion.
That's a good compromise. Yeah. Won't we?
In the meantime, we could talk to the person that has this. It's not really a meeting, that's some other thing that maybe that if they could move theirs around. I could tell you right now. If that could happen.
Yeah.
We'll find out about that. Maybe let's just keep it at 4, and then if we have to change it to 4:30, we can. Once you find out. Okay, and those other dates, you guys good with that?
Yeah, the September date, I'm gonna have to zoom in that day.
Okay.
The 12th, I'm gonna be gone. That day, but I can zoom in on the 12th.
Okay. And then the next one is in November, right?
I'm good on the 14th.
14th, okay. That'll be post-election. Hard to believe it's coming this quick. All right. Okay, that's good. We're down to announcements. I've got one announcement that the treasure hunt will, reception thing that we had in the panel was fantastic. I love that. I'm sorry Evan couldn't have been there.
Yeah, me too.
Did a lot of background work on that, but I had,
It was a big crowd.
Barry was there. Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Stepping in a
Going
little bit, yeah.
helping out.
And, yeah, the Ava's a force of nature. She's gonna make her mark, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah. Any other announcements?
That's one said, Kevin would have wanted to be here, but he thought it'd be weird to be, we were discussing the budget amendment on his actual, on him.
Oh, really? Well, he
But,
didn't need to think
today was
that.
his last day.
Yeah. Today is his last day?
Yeah.
You guys took him out for pizza, didn't you?
We took him out for pizza
Oh,
last
Friday.
week.
Oh, last Friday.
Yes, and we'd like to have him back to the July meeting to present him with his plaque. We always do a plaque for your years of service when somebody retires, and so we'd like to have him back for that. And he has agreed to
How many
come
total
back.
years of service does he have?
30 years.
30 years.
Gee whiz, that's
That's
right. Huh?
Is there a severance package when you reach 25 years on the air board?
No, but we could consider that. Maybe we could take a donation or something.
He holds the record, right?
Oh,
Really?
really?
I'll make it March. I'll pass him up.
No, really?
Okay, well, we're planning on that.
We were just talking about
Well, after he works for the state for 5 years, and then he can become a triple dipper or quadruple dipper.
Yeah, I guess you guys are gonna post his job. Is that the next step with his job?
Yes, and also the air quality specialist job.
That's
This is the new position.
Seventh position.
So we,
The
sub-
infamous seventh position.
we submitted everything to have it posted today. I don't know when, it should post this week. And we're still revising the job description for the field services program manager. We're proposing to call it monitoring coordinator and take some supervisory duties from it and shift it to the permit program manager that we'd like to start calling the air quality program manager. So HR is reviewing all of that before we can post Kevin's position, that position.
But the field job is gonna be posted this week. How long does the county post jobs?
2 weeks
2 weeks.
at least. Yeah. So we'll post it for 2 weeks and reevaluate.
Who
Hands up.
looks at the candidates other than you?
Well, HR, and we typically have a hiring panel, so we ask people from other departments, to be on our panel, so all that'll have to be pulled together. But they like for us to do that, so we probably ask somebody from permits and inspections or solid waste or another county department that we work with to participate on our hiring panel.
You want to volunteer to be on the panel then?
I'll think about it.
I mean, we could have, it's not, wouldn't be inappropriate to have a board member. if they
Oh,
wanted
I'm
to be.
sure we could. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that. If anybody's interested, let me know.
Depends when.
Well, it's gonna be as soon as possible. Hopefully, and sometime in June.
Kevin gone, it's even more difficult. to
Yes.
Make ends meet.
And Alex is on vacation for a couple of weeks, so we'll be back for a little while. And but wanted to thank all the board members for coming out so quickly back a second time in May. Appreciate your time.
It's it's my first time in May, so.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, well, that's, any other announcements? None, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Yep, so moved by Carl and second by Gary. I think I got that. All right, we're adjourned.
I'm gonna get a blue pen.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,